I mean, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
Disney's Snow White remake was supposed to be a fairy tale comeback. Instead, it's turning into a box office nightmare. A $270 million production with 2 A-list stars, yet its opening weekend was a disaster. So, what went wrong? Well, it seems the film wasn't just cursed by bad luck, it was caught in the crossfire of real-world politics. A brewing feud between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot over their polarizing views on Israel and Palestine may have completely derailed Disney's dream project. But how did a classic princess remake turn into an international controversy? Let's break it down. Disney's live-action remakes have been a mixed bag, but Snow White had all the makings of a massive hit. With Mark Webb, The Amazing Spider-Man directing, and hit songwriters from The Greatest Showman, expectations were sky-high. Yet, despite all the hype, the film stumbled, pulling in just $87.3 million in its opening weekend. That's one of the worst debuts for a Disney remake, trailing behind films like The Lion King and Aladdin. While some blame remake fatigue, there's a much bigger story brewing behind the scenes. Tensions between the film's 2 stars, Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, became impossible to ignore. Gal Gadot, an Israeli actress and former IDF soldier, she has been vocal about supporting Israel and condemning Hamas. Rachel Zegler, a proud pro-Palestine activist, she repeatedly posted Free Palestine on social media, even right after the film's teaser trailer dropped. That one post alone sent Disney executives into full panic mode. Producer Mark Platt reportedly flew across the country just to personally warn Zegler about the consequences of her activism. Sources say she didn't understand how her words could affect the movie, her co-star, and even her career. But it didn't stop there. Rachel Zegler kept making controversial statements, including a post where she said Trump supporters would never know peace. With half of America having voted for Trump, her words alienated a huge chunk of potential viewers. Even Disney forced her to apologize and hired a social media manager to control her online activity. Meanwhile, Gal Gadot was also under fire. When she spoke up about Israeli hostages and criticized world leaders, her posts were flooded with pro-Palestinian comments and protests. Things escalated even further at her Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony, where activists held signs comparing her to the evil queen, the very character she plays in Snow White.
That my name is Gal, and I'm Jewish, and we have had enough of Jew hatred.
By the time Snow White was ready for release, the damage was already done. At the Oscars, body language experts noted that Zegler and Gadot's award presentation was tense and awkward. During press tours, the 2 stars never gave joint interviews, a major red flag. At the movie premiere, Zegler sat 2 rows away from Gadot, and there were 0 red carpet interviews, a rare move for Disney. It was clear Disney was keeping them apart. Even Rachel's Instagram posts tell a story. She shared behind-the-scenes pictures, but none with Gal Gadot. Coincidence? Maybe not. Of course, Snow White's failure isn't only about politics. The film faced other hurdles. Casting controversy. Fans criticized Zegler, a Latina actress, playing a character originally described as skin white as snow. Dwarfs debate. Some wanted the original 7 dwarfs, while others saw it as offensive. The solution? CGI creatures, which nobody liked. Script changes. The prince was removed, and Snow White was turned into a political leader, angering both traditional fans and feminists. Reshoots and delays. The film was delayed for 2 years, partly due to COVID, strikes, and even a fire on set. All of this created a perfect storm, and audiences weren't buying in. Critics weren't impressed either. The film has just a 42% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Fans were a little kinder, but the IMDb score sits at a shocking 1.610, one of the lowest ratings ever for a Disney film. So is this the end of Disney's live-action era? With Disney's recent box office flops and growing backlash against woke remakes, the studio faces an identity crisis. Once a cultural powerhouse, Disney is now struggling to keep up with changing audience expectations. As for Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, their feud may be far from over, with both stars standing their ground. Their political divide has made Snow White less about the fairy tale and more about real-world conflicts. The real question is, can Disney recover from this disaster, or is this the beginning of the end? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more celebrity news.